Hey guys, what's happening? Thanks for coming back today. I appreciate it. And today I'm going to talk about Luminar again. I got another quick tip for you, and this one's about sunsets. We all love them. And by the way, sunset, golden hour, all that kind of stuff. You know, when the light's really nice and yummy, like early edges of the day or late edges of the day. I'm going to say sunset, but just keep in mind it kind of works. Well, it doesn't kind of. It does work either way. Here's the tip I want to talk about. And it's a particular filter I use on a lot of my sunset shots. And it's one that I think you probably wouldn't normally think of, and it's called cross-processing. So let me show you my before photo. Here we go. This is a sunset in Bavaria. I was literally driving and I saw the light coming together and the sun looked great. You can't really tell in this photo. This is one of the darker ones actually from my bracket set. I always fire brackets just about. But I was standing here looking at the light, thinking about some photos, and that little swan just swam into my frame. I was like, hey, perfect. I got a little anchoring element in the bottom there. Anyway, so let me talk about the photo. So here's the before and here's the after, and a lot of that is due to this one filter, cross-processing. So let me dive into the photo and we'll take a look at it. Okay, so here's the base photo. The first thing I did is stick some tone on it. Tone is great because you got smart tone, which really brightens the image. I took the highlights and the shadows down a tiny bit, added a little bit of contrast. So there's your basic first step, for lack of a better word. I basically took tone to sort of brighten the image because it was really dark, right? There's the before and there's the after. And one thing I really want is some visibility into that horizon line with the trees and the village and all that, because the before, it's basically a silhouette, too dark for me. I love silhouettes. They have their time and place. This one wasn't the time and place for it. So I wanted to brighten that a little bit, and that's what I did. And then I jumped into color temp, and here I actually warmed it up. A lot of times I'll go negative with temperature, and left that is, and right with tint. Here I went right with both of them. I was trying to warm it up a little bit, and as you can see, it is getting warmer. But yeah, I don't really like the colors a whole lot. So then I start saying, I got to experiment with the colors and get where I want to get, right? So considering it's sunset, golden hour seems like a natural thing to do. And it is, and I use it a lot, and I love golden hour. So there's some golden hour on the photo. But, there's the before and there's the after. What I'm getting is this kind of yellow, and the green is so prominent. There's a lot of green because of the trees on both the small by the village on the right side, but that big bank of trees on the hill on the left. But also the reflection in the shadow there in the water. It's really green, and the truth is the water was really green. So golden hour is not doing enough for me, right? So next I went to split color warmth, and I love that filter. I use it a lot because it allows you to separately warm up or cool down the warm colors and the cool colors. So again, went from there to there. I'm liking the color in the sky. It's not really where I want it to be, but it's getting there. But still, there's too much of a green tint on the overall photo. So here's where cross-processing comes in. Now, if you haven't used cross-processing or haven't heard of it, it's based on an old film technique. People would take film, and film's designed for a particular solution, right? A chemical solution. Well, they would purposefully put it in a different chemical solution that was intended for a different kind of film. So it was cross-processing. They're crossing what they sort of should be doing with something else. And the results were generally odd, right? Odd colors, lots of contrast, a lot of things like that. If you're into lomography, they kind of do that as well with their film stuff. But I think cross-processing is kind of getting these, I want to use the word vintage effects. With most sunsets, I'm not really looking for a vintage effect. And so cross-processing doesn't seem like a natural thing to do, except for one of them, and that's called Seattle. So watch this. When I turn that on, boom, oops, I just turned it off again. When I turn it on, boom, I get this wonderful pink kind of hue. So let me show you the before, very green and yellow, and after, very pink and kind of blue. And that's the Seattle setting or type, as it's called in cross-processing. So if you go through here, if you click on these, Tokyo, Monterey is really yellow. Dallas is kind of in that same realm. I think the Vienna one, Geneva. Yeah, Geneva looks pretty okay on sunsets like that. But I love the Seattle one. Now, I went to about 30 here. You can easily get over the top, right? And that's kind of what cross-processing will do. If you wanted to make some surreal kind of colorful thing, Seattle's a good one for that. But you know, at about a 30 or so, I think I was at 30, maybe I'll go 35, I get this nice kind of pinkish purple hue to the photo, and I love that look. It's something I use on my sunsets a lot. You know, I love my color balance filter, and that's color balance is a great way to move things around, but sometimes you're just looking for kind of a quick hit, and I think cross-processing in the Seattle type on a sunset or golden hour kind of photo is a great quick hit. So there's the before and the after. Big difference, and let me show you where we've come from, right? Big difference there, and the before and after. I think you can see what we're doing. The next thing I did is HSL, and here I just bumped up the saturation of the main sunset colors. So I took red, orange, and yellow and bumped them up and gave a little nudge to the blue as well. So there's the before, HSL, and after. And then the last step was just denoise. I just wiped that across the sky and the water. But the big deal here was cross-processing. So there's the before, very yellow-green, and the after. Very pink, soothing. I mean, look at the sunset. It's just stunning, I think. I love my colors, so I'm a little biased. And obviously, it's my photo, so I'm a little biased in that regard. But that's the tip for today. Cross-processing, before and after. And here's a split screen. I mean, oops, there's a zoom in. Didn't mean to do that. There's a before and after. I mean, the cross-processing made a huge difference. So if you're playing with a sunset and you can't quite get what you're looking for, check out the Seattle setting on cross-processing. Give it a whirl on those photos. See how you like it. And that's it. Hopefully this is a quick one and a useful one. So have fun with it. Let me know if you have any questions. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you soon, friends. Thanks for watching my quick tip. Take care and adios.